We in here! We in here! We in here!
And we're back with the noisiest pre-intro, low budget, 3 out of 4 members prefer to be here on time podcast. It is the Draw 4 podcast with your girl, the moderator, Keen. Finally back in the house for a full show. We got Ant.
Welcome back. Yeah, you guys disappeared on me for a minute. I've been here all this time, lost for myself.
I wish
Just-
you could
just
see the face
talking.
I was giving you right now. Just shut up.
To
Shut
the
up.
ether. It went from missing me to tell me to shut up in like 30 seconds. That's a
It's
new
how
record.
it's how I roll. Welcome back, Ant. And we got Lou.
If we told them how it was to be black in America, would they believe us?
I don't even. Okay, y'all. So
I watched the Def Jam 25th anniversary, and
Oh, Lord.
because of that, Dave Chappelle went off on one of the best rants.
that was an excellent sidebar segue. Like, oh, I am going to have to ask the Lord to be with me tonight because
Which one?
it is just me
See what I mean? I told
and
you.
Lou,
I told
and
you
Ant.
Ant doesn't like Jesus.
and it's going to be chaos and pandemonium.
I love Jesus. I love
Cats
Jesus.
and dogs living together.
Ain't no Mexican
Mass
Jesus is here.
hysteria. What the? Okay. She's gonna edit that right out later. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So welcome everybody
I don't just-
to our topics
Mexican
show.
Jesus.
I'm just gonna keep talking like I don't hear you, Lou. Because you have already both started out doing too damn much. Did everybody notice when it was just like me and T, or me and Lou, or me, T and Lou, or me, T and Ant? I don't curse nearly as much as I curse when there's the Ant Lou combination.
Yeah. You get that get big, bold flavor.
This is my bad place. Okay.
Electrifying. Oh, that would be true. You have to listen to me and Lou.
So, how many babies would you king your king? At this moment. Yeah.
Wait, you said how many babies would I kill?
Yes.
50. What do I get?
Well,
Nothing.
I
Death,
killed 1 million
nigga.
babies to
Why?
cure cancer, Ant. So,
Oh, to cure cancer?
I killed 1 million babies to cure cancer.
Yeah. Cancer, I don't know.
What if one of those babies was your own though? That's where the ethics comes in.
You gotta go.
I mean, to
Damn.
kill cancer, though? What kind of cancer? All cancer?
All cancer.
Oh, yeah, I'll get rid of that baby. It's a good chance I might have cancer someday.
Wow, that's not funny. No, that's not funny.
It's just
That is not funny at all.
we've already started out
What did he say? It makes you
So-
cancer.
horribly. So horribly. Okay, let's just start fresh like none of this ever happened. Yeah. So hey everybody.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing tonight?
I will kill no babies. That's what I believe.
We are off that topic. I am stupendous, King.
Awesome. And both of y'all niggas are full because you both sat there and smacked in my ear.
Sure
Um,
did.
Ain't shit. Ain't neither one of you shit.
I didn't cook it.
I couldn't share with you, King. We're not in the same place.
I'm not expecting you to share. I'm just expecting you to either wait until after the show to
Oh
eat
yeah, nigga, I'm not that careful. Like, yeah, I said share. I would share.
before. Don't smack into the mic just before we're about to start recording.
Honestly, I thought I had 30 more minutes until I saw that thing pop up while I was eating. So, I mean.
Hey. What thing popped up while you was eating?
Ah!
And here we go. Yeah, so last night me and Lou and another one of my friends attended the 17th Street High Hill Race and Parade in Washington, D.C.
Oh, all these women in high heels just running? Just right.
Well, I'm sure some may identify
Pimp named
as
Slipback
women,
say yes.
but
Yeah, most will probably identify as women. No.
no, I don't think
Oh.
most. I think
Oh,
some.
a good portion would.
Oh,
They
they
were
still call
fabulous.
themselves.
I'm
That still
not
sounds
even
some
going to say a good
girls.
portion.
They still call themselves girls. That's so nice. You know, keeping that youthful title just to keep. Yeah, I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Supergirl. Go ahead.
Yes. So, this is basically one of the things that DC does to show pride for their gay community.
And it was so awesome.
It was a hoot. I have never been in the presence of so much fabulousness at one time. Like there were skirts that lit up and ridiculous heels and
There
gay Bert and Ernie
commentary everywhere.
Yeah, the
God, so
commentary.
much gay commentary.
Wait, aren't all Bert and Ernie's gay?
There is a theory that says that Bert and Ernie are gay and they share a bed.
I just assumed they were gay. Do they take baths together? I'm pretty sure I've seen them in the Bay bathtub. Anyway,
Have
sorry.
Yeah.
They've been in there in the bathtub.
I mean,
One of
but
them's
you
in the
shower
bathtub.
with men, Aunt. Are you gay?
I do what? wait, what? What do I shower with you?
I'm guessing when you go to the gym.
Oh, but you all have your own different like cubicle stall of shower putting together. Like I don't think they are. With my eyes, it sends mixed signals. If you look somebody in the eye in the gym, it all goes wrong. It all goes terribly wrong, like me and the Castro. Or terribly right, like me and the Castro.
The high heel race was awesome. The gay commentary was the best part of it. When
the commentary in general.
He said, Mario, I love you, but really I don't.
But I could. So there was one gentleman that was in the background. He just had so much to say. He told the mayor of DC that he loved her, but he really doesn't, but he could. But the only way he could is if she declared eminent domain over the White House.
It put Trump out.
It was awesome. It was great. I have to tell this story because this was my favorite part of the evening. And it would be so awesome if some kind of way this story got back to this girl and she could hear it. So I have to tell this story because it was the highlight of my evening. Okay, so basically what happens is they block off a portion of 17th Street so that everybody who's going to participate, and just so everybody's clear, the high heel race is basically where men who dress in drag or just men in general
who just want to wear heels that day.
Who just want to wear heels, they all line up and they sprint down the street and they race. That's what it is. We're all lined up against the street. Now, lucky for me, I have a friend who lives in the area. She got there early and she was kind of holding a spot. So then I got there, Lou got there, we're good. We're standing beside this guy, this gentleman. He's like
couple. They were a couple, wasn't they?
There were a couple, but the tall dude, he was like what, 6'5", 6'6" at least.
Yep.
And he got there probably around the same time that my friend got theirs, and they had been there for like an hour and something already. Now there's these two drunk girls behind us. They're starting to complain because they can't see. Oh my gosh, this guy is so tall. Why does he have to be in the front if he's so tall? And so one of the girls who is drunk takes it upon herself and her entitlement to grab him on the arm and say, "Can I stand in front of you because you're just too tall?" So he looks at her and says, "No." And then he turns back around. So then she says, "Please, this is my first time here and I can't see." And he says, "Well, then you should have got here earlier." And he turns back around again. And I proceed to laugh in the girl's face because it was hilarious to me. And I also agreed. So then like she backs up a little bit, but then she starts calling him a dickhead. And she's like, I don't even understand. Like, why is he being like this? That's so unfair. And it's so mean. I would have moved. I would have moved for him if he asked me to move. And so I turned around and I chuckled in her face a little bit again. And then I turned back around because I also wasn't going to move. But I just found it so interesting that
her entitlement would not allow her to move up in line like she thought it should.
For one, her entitlement. For two, there are hundreds of thousands of people out here. The race did not stop beside this gentleman. Like, there wasn't like a barricade or something right beside him. So she literally had 5 or 6 other people within an arm's reach that she could have tapped on the shoulder and asked, excuse me, can I just get in front of you because I'm short and this is my first time and I can't see. And maybe one of them would have been nice enough to let her get in front. She chooses the 6'6" gay Black man and thinks that she's about to flip her hair and give him doe eyes and he's gonna give a fuck.
She played the entitled white vagina card to the wrong person.
To the wrong person. Like, he does not give a fuck about anything from the nose down on you.
And the looks he gave her while saying no. It was every bitch. I know you didn't touch me. Like, all of that was in every look he gave her. That shit was hilarious.
He was my hero for the evening. And then like at some point in the evening we saw somebody dressed as Michael Jackson in heels running down the street. Like, oh my gosh, Michael Jackson is late for the race.
Drag Beyonce was there.
I was like, oh, come on, Michael, you can't be late. And they both turned around like, oh my gosh, you're so funny. So yeah, they're my friends in my head now. But it was a very interesting event. Luke, have you looked at the video that you took from the event yet?
Yes, I have. Like, it is fucking awesome.
The race itself, like, we'll have to send it to you, Ant, but they counted down from 10. And as soon as they said 1, all I see is this one white flash in like white lace and heels.
6-inch heels. Man.
It's a guy.
I can appreciate good heels and a dress on a guy. I mean, what?
Cool. All right.
He's he could never be in a horror movie and play the victim. Not fast as he running them damn heels. It was a couple of them running fast in them heels.
Yeah, like they were taking that race extra serious. And then like, I know the video I took is about 2.5 minutes long. And I finally stopped it because there were some people who were like, I did not come out here to run. I came out here to look good.
And those are the ones that I champion the most.
Yeah, so they just casually strolled down the
couple of them walked. They like, look, we're not even. I'm not even breaking a sweat.
And like, no, I'm not doing this. And the group that dressed up as the different Lady Gagas, like they stopped and posed for pictures. It was great. It was a great event. And
very, very cool, very dope. I enjoyed myself. Yeah. I really did. Yeah, for my first time going to a drag high heel race in DC. And then to read up on it and just how positive of an environment and a celebration it is every year. That's really cool.
That's inspiring. Like, why can't we get together like that and just have fun and be fabulous and not fight?
Exactly. Like that's. But again, I'm happy. The event like brought joy. It was fun. I saw so many men in dresses. So many men dressed fabulously in dresses.
So fabulously. Like
even some men who hours afterwards still walking in 6-inch heels when women like King would have given up.
Women like King would have had the fast flats busted out as soon as I left whatever venue I was at where I did not need to look fabulous anymore. Because
we saw the girls from Sister Act. Sister Mary Clarence was there.
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
It's a really good time. Everybody was there. It's rare when you get that many people in one place and everybody's there to have a good time.
Right, and no fights broke out. Though it could have happened if that girl had yanked on that dude again to get in front of him.
Yeah, pretty girl don't got no.
He probably would have smacked the hell out of her. But I don't think there would have been a fight. I think everybody would have agreed with him.
Yeah, be like, They get that side look like, Anyway. But I mean, you got them heels on. You trying to look good. You trying to win a race. You ain't trying to fight.
Well, I mean, people on the sidelines though, like I had on Chucks. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't there to look fabulous. I was there to be comfortable and enjoy the vibe. And actually, I ran into a friend that I hadn't seen there. Like when I was looking for my friend, I ran into one of my fellow Whovians, and he gave me like the biggest, hardest hug. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. So it was the double bonus for me because I also got to see someone that I like. That's a good person. So
yeah, I need to get gay friends. That's what that told me.
You do.
Yeah.
I need fabulous gay friends because I should have gay friends. They're just not like.
Oh, that's true. I ain't got no fab. I got one fabulous.
Like Rip Torn type gay. They're not that. They're normal. Like they're normal people.
All right,
they
people
go around their normal lives. No different than me.
Take a minute. Pause this. Go look that up. Come back and you'll get what he's talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. And everybody knows who Rip Torn is. They just don't realize that they know.
Yeah. But once they see it, they'll be like, "Oh."
He used to wear the most rainbow-ly jackets and throw glitter and
throw confetti.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before it was really kind of. I mean, I guess it's not safe all the time everywhere, but like he was brave in that. You know what I mean? Yes. He was brave to be out there when he was doing it.
And for some odd reson, I used to think he was the Joker also. Which is very weird.
That makes sense because you had the 1960s Batman most of your life coming up.
Yeah, I thought Rip Torn was the Joker. Oh.
And that mustache that was yeah. I feel you. Oh crap! Did Benson die? Is that right?
Yes. Benson is dead.
Yesterday, Robert Guillaume passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap!
Yeah, and here's a segue that has nothing to do with any of the topics that I listed tonight, but since we're talking about him. Also, did you know that Fats Domino passed away today, Ant?
Yes.
No.
Yes, Fats Domino passed away today.
Yeah, and today I also realized that I had been interchanging Fats Domino and Chubby Checker because they were both named after a Beats board game.
Damn it, Kim.
So one of my friends texted me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Fats Domino died," and I was like, "Yeah, I saw." And she was like, "Now on Blueberry Hill is like playing on repeat in my head." And I was like,
you thought that was Chubby Checker.
No, I said, switch it to The Twist. It's the much happier song. And then I was like,
girl.
And I was going to send her a GIF of somebody doing The Twist. And then it was like, The Twist by Chubby Checker. And I was like, oh, fuck. I've had this wrong the whole time.
Your whole life.
At least you respected the man after his memory. I mean, after he died, you respect his memory.
Yeah.
Right now. This is so disrespectful.
Fats Domino is one of the best.
I mean, not that
one of the best musicians of all time. Like, all time. I fucking love Fats Domino.
Yeah, I can't even confirm or deny now because I don't know who sings.
I was about to say, so. you can't argue that point.
I need you to do Pandora and all, whatever you can to listen to some Fats Domino.
All I will say
right now.
Rest in peace to both gentlemen. I know one went
and Robert Guillaume.
And Robert Guillaume. Did you know that Robert Guillaume has a bunch of illegitimate children?
What?
I did not know that. Like I was when they posted yesterday that he had passed away, and I was just kind of reading, the story that was written, and apparently he talks about it in his autobiography, but because he grew up really poor and he was abandoned by his father, and his mother was
the cycle.
Yeah. His mother, I guess she was a drug addict, and he lived in a house with like 30 people or something like that. So once he got old enough, he had a kid with a lady, and he got married and had a kid with a lady, but then he left them. And then he got someone else pregnant. Actually, no, he got someone pregnant. He left them. Then he got married.
Sad, aren't you, King?
And got this. Yeah, I am. That's what I'm here to do. He got that woman pregnant twice, I believe, and then he left her
2 times. Double tap.
Then he got another lady pregnant and left her.
He had a total of 5 kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's not that many. He's famous and whatnot.
I'm about to say, yeah, some money in the 70s. If that's enough to be considered a bad illegitimate father, my father must have set a record. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, and he kept broken home and whatnot. I think he did, and he married most of the women you talked about. So I mean,
he married 2.
All right. I mean, 2 out of 5. That ain't bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that at some point he made amends with his kids. And then I was looking at the
You know how hard that gotta be? I'm sorry. You know how hard that gotta be? Because I remember growing up and he was on like community videos and talking about the positivity of this and such a role model. Can you imagine you ain't seen your dad in 5 years sitting there hugging other kids,
and then you see him you see him on a PSA talking about the importance of being present.
Well, unfortunately, I did get to see that. So yes, it's not a good feeling, damn it.
Oh, now I just picture Lou.
Now you just brought the mood down.
But he was like one of the black fathers growing up for me. Like black fathers in my head. Him, Bill Cosby, Uncle Phil, James Earl Ray. Am I saying James Earl Jones?
I was like, he was on. I feel like you keep mistaking those two, and it's not a good.
Because one murdered Martin Luther King, and the other one. God damn it! God damn it!
But what's cool about his career? Because I mean, I remember it was rare to see his shows though. Like I feel like after the late '80s, you didn't really get a lot of reruns of his stuff.
No, not still or Soap.
Yeah.
Right, which is weird because I kind of remember Soap as a comedy soap opera. I think I remember Benson more, and he played the same character in both those shows, right? Like just one just transferred over to the other one.
Did it? I don't so much remember Soap as I do Benson. Like I used to watch Benson all the time.
But then they don't really. It was always weird. I mean, it was always one of those feel good moments because he was, he was the black character. I mean, he was a black guy, but he was always the smartest person in the room. So
and he had also written in his I think he wrote that in his autobiography or maybe like an interview that he had done later, that he was kind of disappointed in his role as Benson because even though he was the smartest, wittiest guy in the room, he still had to tone back the sharpness of that character to make everybody else feel comfortable.
Yeah. And then you also had to make the president a bumbling idiot. Like, it couldn't be a regular. Like, you couldn't be normal intelligence. And then, damn it. Yeah.
That's not fiction. That is not fiction
anymore. So there's a Benson in the White House right now. There's a Benson
Probably
in the White House.
not.
I need to find who he... Oh, damn it. You're right.
Damn it, he was coming up. Forrest Whitaker's in there, though. Dane Benson's in there.
But it's amazing how he...
Oh, and he actually did Sports Night, too. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Right.
Great Aaron Sorkin show is one of, like, when I say it says sports, but it's way more about how people like interacted with each other. It's a great show. I remember he got sick or something and then had to leave the show.
But it's amazing how he's still in the back of our consciousness, even from, I guess, the height of his popularity was in the 80s.
Because for us, especially for black people, when he was on television, it's not like we had a lot of people. It's the same reason why I will always remember Nell Carter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. I wouldn't even say I remember the show. I don't remember the show, but I do remember like the intro and her character, her presence. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right here. Somebody is moving when they're talking, and it's making like a rubbing, clicking noise every time you talk and move. It might be you, Ant.
Yeah,
Let me test.
Move your
Because I talk all the time.
My name is Batty. My logic is
I hear it, King.
It's you, Ant.
Oh, it is?
You. So I think when
you're hitting your mic.
Yeah, when you start moving, your mic is doing something.
I will stand perfectly still.
You don't have to stand perfectly still. Just when you get excited, lift your mic up a little.
I'm so excited.
I'm using headphones. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Move your headphones out a little bit when you start. Like, just. You know what? I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because that's going to turn into something dirty. Anyway, I was looking on the extraordinary journey of the Black Nerd Group, and one of Robert Guillaume's daughters actually came and posted, like, "We're saying goodbye to my daddy. Please share your favorite memories." So I was like, well, I guess he made good with at least one of his babies. So that's cool.
I mean, after a while, or they tend to do that. Not mine, but
no, not me.
Oh, damn it.
I think famous ones, they tend to make amends with their kids. Hopefully.
Except for Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy got a bunch of legitimate kids.
He got one.
He's got that one with
that one that he refuses to admit.
That one with Scary Spice. And now he's pulling the whole, we're just going to wait till she turns 18 and she can make her own decisions. Like, it's going to be way too late by then. At that point, she's definitely.
Oh, he don't pay no money. He don't pay no money. That's what.
Oh
it
no,
is.
he paying money.
No, he pays child support.
He pays that.
So he's just not interacting with her.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, same thing with Jackie Chan though. He got Jackie Chan.
But Jackie Chan Asian. It's expected.
He got a couple things in his
It's
closet.
not expected. What?
No, Mr. Nice Guy. He got a What is it? All right, so he had an affair. He had an affair on his wife, the woman, with another actress. She got pregnant, had the kid, but does not like Jackie Chan there. And he, public face and all that. I guess he doesn't go. His real legitimate son is apparently an F up though. Like he is.
Everybody need to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had a illegitimate family, and he moved them in.
He moved them in like a good
Christian daddy.
He paid her. Okay.
Love on every level.
He went and sold a baby. He sold a little boy. He was at birthday parties.
And he got
his wife ain't known for 13 years that little nigga existed.
His wife was like,
look
how good Arnie treats the help son. He treats him like he's a son.
Even though she knew,
son is own.
She knew
she's part of the family.
That nigga looks just like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
As soon as she lifted up the car, she lifted up the half of that car, she was like, how that boy so strong?
He looked like a Mexican Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like, wait a minute, something is off here.
Senor strong.
I need to step away from the microphone, but I'm scared to because y'all two niggas.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll be fine.
I'm gonna put a spider outside.
Yeah, you do that.
Talk amongst yourselves. Oh shit. All right. I'm sorry. Sure. Whatever happens while I'm gone, y'all, I'm sorry. And we here at the Draw for Squadcast probably don't support it. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. All right.
I'll be back.
All right. We doing racist, sexist? What are we doing first?
Let's do racist.
Oh my gosh. So what do you think? Do you think that Arnold Schwarzenegger still paid the maid and still fucked the maid while she was in the house?
It's a Mexican maid. I'm not paying her and fucking her.
You're not paying her.
If I do, pay her in oranges and roses.
Oh, that's so disrespectful. Yeah. That's so disrespectful. I bet you got off of that disrespect too. I bet you he got off on how fucked up that whole situation was. You know it. And then he probably didn't allow enough that she had to hear it upstairs. She had to hear it upstairs. Because I'm assuming they lived in the basement. They had like a small apartment in the basement away from the main family so people would get it confused. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you let that little Mexican Schwarzenegger around a white Schwarzenegger, we're going to have a problem here.
And I'm back. I'm just going to go ahead and call both of y'all racist.
I wanted to start my Bible study.
Damn it. You just made it so unbelievable.
I know. I wasn't quick thinking enough.
Okay, so let's move on to our next topic, our next planned topic, which is definitely not more positive, but will probably filled with a lot more hand clapping and snapping and bitch.
What is it? What is it?
This is why you need to be in pre-production, Aunt.
It is. It's about Mary J. Blige and her soon-to-be ex-husband, Kendi Isaacs.
She should have got a better prenup. She should have got.
But she had one.
No, but she had a crappy one. Let her do it, and I'll tell you why it's crappy.
Okay, so they have already gone to court, and the judge issued temporary spousal support of $30,000 a month. That Mary has to pay to Kendi.
He asked for $130,000 originally.
Look, that is negotiation. You gotta aim high.
I know. People was like,
he ain't nothing.
He ain't nothing. I was like, he don't expect to get that. But he knew if he asked for 30, he was going to walk away with like 10.
Right. So now Kendi is going back to the court and saying, look, Your Honor, Mary is out here making all of these divorce songs about me. And it's making me look bad, and now I can't get work. I'm gonna need you to up that spousal support another $35,000. I'm gonna need to get $65,000 a month in total, so I can keep up my lavish lifestyle.
Bitch, what life are you living that you need $65,000 a month?
Do they have kids?
No, he has kids. One of his kids is on a fucking television show. Like,
what show?
Growing Up Hip Hop on We TV.
Is that VH1? Oh,
We TV. I don't know.
Isn't that right? Was she trying to get her to continue to pay his child support?
And his fucking daughter lives in a fucking shoebox of a shitty ass apartment. Like, where's this money going to?
Damn.
And it ended because of his infidelity. I'm so confused on how the freak he's, This is
But you know what?
I feel bad for Mary, and I only feel bad for Mary because this happens to men all the time. So I'm reversing that bad.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Because when this shit happens with men, ain't no women caring about it, but women care now because they see it can happen to them.
Wasn't that one of the themes of Why I Get Married Too? And he was like, I need some of that money, and everybody was like, he don't need that money. She wrote them books. Wait.
Exactly. Same thing.
Yeah,
keep up my lifestyle. Just to let you know, if you marry Lou and you make more money than Lou, Lou is quitting his job to raise the kids. And when we get divorced, I'm taking half.
I'm never going to get to be a groom's girl.
And it don't. You were trying to find the right words. Groom's woman?
Not groom's woman. Yeah, groom's woman, groom's chick, groom's girl. Yeah.
Woman groom.
I'm never going to get to be a bridal henchman.
See, Keem, you done messed it up. Now he's gonna call us all henchmen. You know he's gonna call us all henchmen.
I'm okay with that.
It's better than slaves.
Much better than slaves. Because it's probably bad form to punch the groom in the throat. But I will if you call me a slave.
But yeah. I feel bad for her. I mean, he went 30,000. He should be happy.
Put out there how much he thinks she makes a month now and why his shit should go up.
I remember seeing that when he originally asked for the 130, he estimated that at max she was making $5 million over the last 2 years, which means that he wanted more than she could actually afford to give him and still live. So I think at this point it might just be spiteful. He's trying to bring because he knows this is this for life now? Is this for life?
No, because
this is
still
temporary.
They still haven't gone through everything yet to finalize anything.
He
He is edging real close to murder.
Yeah,
because if you get 100,000 a month, it's cheaper to kill you.
I'd say roll them dice, take them chances, stay out of the country for a little while. I mean, Mary J. Blige ain't gonna come back here.
And Mary J. Blige, she's already saying that during their marriage, he already spent $420,000 on shit that he wasn't supposed to spend shit, like including his girlfriend.
I'm about to say like other bitches, because I'm pretty sure she didn't budget for other bitches.
She did not budget for other bitches.
Think about her record sales if he suddenly disappeared, though. They would go so high. She would make so many new fans. It'd be so good. I ain't advocating murder. I'm not advocating murder, but if I was her agent, it would be on the table.
and she was straight dropped that OJ album in a heartbeat.
Now I'm not saying
I ain't saying I killed him, but if I did, this is how I would do it.
Right.
Over Sean P. Diddy Combs beats.
Take a long sip if you want to consider this. Take a short sip if you don't. So like, I got you. I got you.
Even though Murray gets emotional when she sings on stage, so it
like,
might slip out. I killed him! I killed him! No more drowning! No more drowning!
While doing that stiff-ass dance.
While they say, go Mary! Go Mary! You killed him! You killed him!
But I think this is a trend of people just not... I think this is a trend of people just not accepting when they do wrong and accepting, hey, you still made out well. Move the fuck on. Like leave her alone. Let her do her thing. I get you trying to get everything you get, but you were living a lifestyle you couldn't afford anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like, and he got a manager's fee all these years, right? Because he was
he was her manager. So at that point, the lifestyle we lived was conducive on you working because you were my manager.
Right.
I'm not keeping you into a lifestyle. See, this is how people fuck up. People with money. I'm telling y'all.
Don't get married.
You married them? No, just get married.
Don't get married.
Whatever lifestyle you're accustomed to living, drop that shit down to a lifestyle that they can fucking afford to live.
Why we live in my one-bedroom apartment?
Hey,
I like it cozy.
I'm gonna get a 2-bedroom apartment in the hood. You staying with me? All right, cool. When we get a divorce, I can be with $100 million. I'll be like, Your Honor, $1,500 a month. She can live this lifestyle.
You ain't years and shit.
So my question is, has Kendu, like, other than managing for her, what else has he done in the music industry?
I thought he was a manager when he met her.
Oh, well, then go back and be that. If you had kept your mouth shut, you could have went back and been a manager of somebody else.
What he's saying is he can't get hired now because Mary is making all these fuck Kendu ain't shit songs. And so
he wasn't gonna get hired because he fucking cheated on her and everybody knew it.
Right. Now wait a minute, I gotta say, she is making money off of him. Like if we all got together and Keem, you wrote a book and just changed my name to Antoine, I mean I want a percentage.
Okay, but Antoine, if we were married and you used the money that I was making for us to buy your bitch a car and take her on vacations, you already spent the money you should have made.
I was making myself happy so I can make you happy, baby. That's just how
you was a nigga.
But look,
that is a whole ass fuckboy excuse right there. No.
Because again, he was successful before he knew her. He made more money when he got with her. And I'm not talking about their money, I'm talking about his money.
I'm about to say, let's be honest, he didn't spend his money. He didn't spend his money when he was with her.
I
want to see receipts. So he has a bunch of money in bank. He got this little 30,000. Let's hope that keeps that for like, I don't know what the time limit would be, like 10, 20 years. I don't think you should pay somebody for life. I don't think you should be able to get separation for longer than you actually married. They should half that and say you got that type of time to get back to the lifestyle you deserve.
I'm more concerned about her prenup. Because at this point,
so she knew that he didn't get a lawyer to go over his side of it. So right then, it's you can't accept it, because what it means is that you signed under duress. You could say that. You can sign without understanding the whole thing. You can't just have a prenup and only you and your lawyers look at it. You got to make sure they have representation to look at it too, or you can claim all sorts of stuff. And she wrote them checks in access to the 30,000. I think it was like 80-something thousand while they're leading up to this, proving that she knew that what they wrote down didn't really matter. So she kind of set herself up.
Didn't she just file bankruptcy like 3 years ago, King?
I don't mean none.
Well, it's rich bankruptcy, though.
Right, I was going to say rich people, and I'm not talking about like one hit rich. I mean like 20 year. She ain't wealthy, but she was rich. And
it depends. I don't know how much money Murray may actually have.
She's gonna have to give up that summer home in Pamplona.
Because you got to keep in mind with Murray, the key part was like, unlike some people who have hits for 20 years, Murray don't really own publishing rights because Murray don't write shit.
Oh,
like My Life may have been her album, but Faith wrote lots of My Life. Like,
what was that Wait and Exhale song?
Babyface. Name a Murray song. Murray don't write songs.
She doesn't write her own stuff.
She doesn't write or produce her own music. So
hope she invested well.
She
her
didn't.
manager would,
That's
her manager would
she
know.
She did.
Her manager. Well, all right. Well then, sorry, Mary.
Yeah, she's not like the normal. Like Robin Thicke is probably worth more money than Mary J. Blige.
Celebrities do not get married, or when you do get married, before you sign that prenup, you hire an assassin. You hire an assassin before you're ever married.
You know what?
You hire an assassin before you're ever married, and just give them this instruction. Like, look, this is 50,000. Here's another 50,000. Yeah, if you ever hear me in the news that I'm getting divorced for some dumb shit, I don't have to talk to you anymore. You know what to do.
Damn, what if you're just about to work it out? Jesus.
Yeah, don't hire an assassin. But when you said assassin, I thought something else. And because again, today I finished Gabrielle Union's book. Finally.
So you thought you were say hire an ass eater?
Hire one of them.
No. But in the book, she talks about
money still.
She talks about the process they went through of doing their prenup, and she said like he played to win. There was no "I love you." She said she hated him during that process because her lawyers came up with a number, say, "Hey, Gabrielle's potential earning potential is this," and his lawyers came back and said, "Oh no, she's not worth that much. Drop it down." Like he said, he hired the people proper to make sure if something happened, he is fully protected. That's how you handle it. Okay, well, we could be in love, but even with us being in love, two grown ass people should know better to not have a prenuptial agreement.
Love is an illusion, people. It will cloud your mind. It feels good. It's like a drug. It will cloud your mind. Hire a lawyer. Hire a lawyer.
And hire the best, most ruthless lawyer. I'm not looking for no nice people.
that doesn't love
hiring
either
more
one of you.
like
That doesn't
house.
love. You don't hire your friend. Don't hire your mama. Hire somebody that don't love either one of y'all. So
Matter of fact, don't hire somebody that don't love you. One of y'all, hire somebody that hates them.
yes.
Damn. I
Anyway.
have been accused of hating love in the past, but y'all niggas hate love. I'm just
I
gonna
love
say
love.
I love love. I fully love love.
I love
But
like,
when it comes
I
to
can't tell.
making adult decisions about where things could possibly end up, man, look here, that ain't got nothing to do with love. Because because most people won't leave marriages and be like, I loved you, so I'm not going to take all your money. Nobody says that. Nobody.
no. Not to really mean it. Not to really not try and come back.
Damn it, unless you are married or have children by Lil Wayne, fair shit like that don't happen.
When did your DC accent get so thick, Lou?
Yes. Oh, but
I just don't remember you ever calling Mary Blige Murray. Who is Murray?
Let me get it back under control.
But what are the benefits of marriage? Like,
son.
what are the benefits? I'm talking about back tax benefits. Like, if you
nigga, all three of y'all niggas is married, you tell me.
Yeah, speak for experience. What is the benefit of marriage? What is the benefit of marriage that you couldn't have with a lifelong partner?
Other than the tax break?
Yeah.
Let's see, that you could not have with a lifelong partner. Well, I mean, I guess there's not. I'm
not getting into this at all. All mine is spiritual and religious based, and that's all I'll say.
That makes sense, Lou.
So Lou has his fairy tales and imaginary friend. What are you?
Jesus Christ! I stood up for you, Ann. I stood up for you last show, and here you go, just.
We at the Draw 4 podcast would like to confirm.
You
hates Jesus.
I do not hate Jesus. I love Jesus.
Do you know? No, okay, stop talking right there. Anyway,
next topic, moderator.
To answer Anne's question, the benefits, I think it's the benefits of marriage probably is almost the same thing as having a lifelong partner. Like, you have that companionship, you have someone to build with, to grow with, to learn from.
Shit, health insurance is the key part of marriage.
Now, if you're rich, you don't care. See, people take it from Benson. Benson was told all his life to be a good person and to be a good
Benson
man.
wasn't rich,
listen, that you have to be married. He knew he wasn't right for marriage, but something in him kept telling him you need to be married. People, you do not need to be married. You do not need to. If you want to be married, that is fine.
But his last marriage, actually, he got married in '86, and that's the lady that's going to bury him now. So once he got through his issues from
he went through
as a child.
He went through 1 or 2 marriages before he got to the person he really wanted to be with. Right? Before that, we were just programmed.
No. Keep in mind though, he was married for 29 years the first time.
Oh, he wasn't happy.
You just have an answer for everything. Oh, love hating, nigga.
I love love. I don't understand the concept of marriage.
Got me over here sounding like Lou.
Matter of fact,
mad at you.
Matter of fact, he loved marriage so much he got into 2 20-year marriages. He loved marriage.
He loved marriage. He ain't like the person he was with. Yeah, he didn't. Look, this is the thing. We don't need marriage. Marriage is an outdated concept.
You don't need marriage.
You don't need marriage.
You don't need marriage.
Why do you need marriage? You couldn't have with a partner, a confirmed, committed partner that understands your relationship. What does marriage do? What was it designed for? It was designed as a contract. It was a business arrangement. We don't need that anymore. We don't. You can have the same rights without being married.
Again, you don't need it.
Right,
don't
but you're not a religious person, and like some people don't look at marriage as even though going into marriage there are certain business aspects, some people look at it as a spiritual union. So that's why they maybe not need, but that's why they want to be married.
I could argue about whether it's a really religious practice or not, but I figured that would be a different show.
Okay, but what you asked was, why do people need marriage? So whether or not you have tea and receipts that prove that it's not really a religious practice, some people are doing that because that's what they believe.
True. And I have to respect it. If it makes you happy, it makes me happy. I will still be in your wedding party, even though your spouses will
nigga, you were not in my wedding party. You can forget that.
Your wedding party?
Nope, you're not. Nope. Nope, you're banned. You're banned. You can come.
Money
You
in
can come
mine
to the
unless
wedding.
you stripping.
Whoa,
Whoa.
wait a minute.
At the bachelorette party
Nope.
or at the wedding? Both of those are a yes.
Neither one of
He was
those.
gonna do that anyway.
You
It was
would-
gonna
I'm
happen
about to say.
anyway.
You're gonna be at one of those players clubs, private parties, and could be like, "I just came here to dance."
I don't want to go in no bathroom. I just came here to dance for y'all, and that's it.
And it'd be like, "Hey,
Make
first
the
of
money,
all,
don't let the money make you.
first of all, that ain't all you came here for." So I'm saying,
And then I gotta jump in and be like, "Niggas, respect the bitches." Like, okay, all right, this has gotten too dark. All right, so, but it kind of segues into the next topic.
it actually does.
I brought this up on another one of our episodes, and I kind of forgot about it after I brought it up. Shout out to Chris for reminding me. I had been kind of noticing.
I felt like a whoop whoop there. It just felt it. After we talked about Murray for so long, I felt a whoop whoop.
You thought like you felt it in your spirit.
It is. I felt it in my spirit. It was Jesus confirming that Ant doesn't love him. Go on, kid.
Look.
This
Y'all
is so terrible.
Y'all want to get in my Jesus moment?
You're not allowed to.
No,
Nope.
not right now. Even though you can say a mean prayer, Ant, I will say that much for you.
Because
Pray like nobody's business, but
Lucifer has been known to trick people.
and there is our segue. Keep hitting it.
There you go. I see how I set it up. Perfect setup.
Lob City.
I miss T.
We all miss T. Yeah, so I've been noticing just kind of watching different TV shows
Fuck
and different movies. Oh no, we're not gonna hashtag. You're the only one.
Wait a minute, but y'all niggas hashtag me.
Every time, nigga. Every time.
But you lose. That's T. Safe travels, T. We miss you.
Right. Okay, so we're just gonna take a time out for a second and say, if you were friends with T on Facebook, you are experiencing his whole fucking vacation in real time.
He is doing the bad bitch vacation you were supposed to do, King.
I went by the list. Okay, he's doing something
every
different.
Bad bitch location, sayings, all that. Like T is
like the good life. Like the
he
good
like
life.
you bitches gonna live through these pictures.
Like,
I don't even need to go to Greece now because I have seen all of it.
No, I'd experienced it. See,
I unfollowed T. I'll follow him back again on Saturday. I need him to be home. I don't need no more Greece updates. I'm tired now, nigga.
You did that good life party where it was nice. 2007. Keem got, T did that unicorn stuff where it's
exactly.
I was like, oh my gosh. And we can fly over here. Yeah. Oh, we'll go on there next time.
He was hype as shit on here. I'm gonna do the bad big vacation. She posted 3 pictures. T posted 3 pictures before they left the airport.
This is my bag. This is my bag being checked. Hey, look at this New York.
Right. Okay. Well, see, what happened was I got there and then I actually started doing stuff and I was having fun. So I actually have a lot of pictures on my phone from vacation, but a lot of them I'm not going to share with people. So
Even though T did do the sweetest post ever, that beauty always travels with me. I said, oh, this Drew Hill ass nigga done went to Greece. And it got so soft, Joe.
What?
That's white liquor tea.
I was drunk. I was on my vacation. I could post a bunch of pictures at once. You ain't got to do it one by one.
Nope. T wants you to experience.
You're living out his vacation in real time.
And I was like, oh, a video.
Exactly.
Picture.
Hey,
a video.
I'm still waiting for that day that T walk out that hotel room like, hey, what's up, IG?
Shoe flash.
In Greece. Last day.
Okay, and am I the only one that is upset because this is our Bash T moment? Am I the only one that's upset? Because T has been sending us videos of this is what the hotel room looks like.
Right.
This is what the mountains look like. This is us walking down the sidewalk together. The shit that I actually wanted to see.
Your face.
Y'all niggas looking down on a bar fight. This is
Right.
when you don't pull out your phone and record it. I want to see the bar fight. I don't give a fuck about your pizza. Show me the violence.
T is only sharing beautiful moments. That's all he is sharing. Matter of fact, no, T is only sharing normal day moments.
Yeah.
Look, a
Like, this
proper
is me in
chin
New
check
York.
is a work of art. I would like to see that. I am happy that he is having a great time with his lovely lady, and I hope that they are just having the most romantic.
We're going to get 15 to 80 more photos.
Like when y'all coming
6
back.
to 28 videos.
and he's only gone 2 more days.
At minimum.
He has taken enough pictures for 3 weeks of vacation. Just
Their TBT pictures though are going to be amazing.
exactly. And T is starting to take an uncomfortable amount of selfies. When you talk about that, when he gets back, because he takes selfies all the time now. His old Kim Kardashian ass. He up here taking selfies every day now.
But it's always from like the top lip up.
Exactly.
And you know,
T take fat bitch selfies. That's what T take.
You can tell
Neck
when
it
he's
up,
drunk.
Joe. Neck it up.
You can tell when he's drunk. You can tell when he's sober. You can tell when he like, look at my girl over there eating. Let me put this phone down. We don't see another picture for 4 hours.
In contrast, we weren't sure if Ant was alive when he went on vacation.
What bullshit? We didn't see shit till Ant got back.
Ant got back and then flooded the group chat with like 80 pictures that
No, I posted
the only picture he posted while he was gone was of a store called Hand Jobs. And then he disappeared for a week.
Here's what we heard from Ant. Hey guys, I'm okay. Oh my God, how did I get lost in Oakland? Hand job. That was it. That's what happened.
No, y'all did tell me not to talk to strangers. It was funny. Y'all telling me not to talk to strangers while my friend was sitting there texting me like, "Hey, where are you? Don't talk to strangers. Don't try to save anybody. Don't try to save anybody.
Don't try to save anybody." No. Oh, okay. All right. Now back on topic. Sorry, guys. We just had to do that little segue and handle that bit of.
Lucas, where you going next?
Don't worry about it. Won't be no fucking pictures of it.
Shit.
Goddamn lie.
All
I need
the
to go where
flowy
Lucas
dress
goes.
pictures I didn't post. Lucas will post.
It
I need to go where Lucas goes.
it won't be a T amount of photos.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be photos. But T setting records out here, Joe. I can't fuck with. He the Kobe Bryant of taking photos, Joe.
Can I come, Lucas?
Phrasing, Ant.
Thank you, King. Thank you, King.
You see what happens when you stay away too long? You forget who you're talking to.
All right, moving on.
But you can, Ant. Depending on where I go. I haven't decided where I'm going at, though.
Okay.
I want to go to Guam, though. This seems like a place to go.
Oh, Asians. Yeah, let's go.
There's Asians in Guam?
God. Okay. So now, as I was saying, I have noticed on TV and movies that there seems to be this trend, and I'm sure that it was happening in the past, but it just seems more and more prevalent now, where it seems like TV shows and movies are trying to glorify characters that have typically been considered the bad guy and evil. Like the TV show Lucifer. Lucifer is like cool as fuck and super charismatic.
I would not know.
I refuse to watch it, but
thank you, King. That's so. There's no way in hell I'm watching that show.
This is
but Ant told me something. Can I say something real quick, Ant?
Oh, sure.
Because this is to praise you for a second. Ant told me, because when I said that, Ant one stuck up for me and said, yeah, because Lou's not watching anything of that nature, because that's against what Lou believes. I said, cool. Thank you, Ant, for finally getting me. Ant was like, plus, that character is nothing like he is in the comics. Like they've made him this way and nicer for television. Go ahead, Ant.
Yeah. So I was gonna pretty much do that, but I guess I said this in a previous show.
No. This is in a group chat, Ant.
Oh, it's group chat. Yeah. So Lucifer, from what I understand of this show, is they made him charming. He's like the bad boy of this show. Lucifer this is supposed to be a DC comic show. Lucifer in the comics is charming, yes, but he is not your friend. He is not. He he has an issue with God. He has an issue, almost like a father-son kind of thing going on with God, and he does things. I mean, but he does things. He's not what I would call malicious evil, but he's kind of like give no fucks kind of evil. Like at one point, he wanted to just prove he could do creation better than God, so he went outside the universe, outside of where Superman all him is, and just went outside, made a whole world, made a whole Adam and Eve. And when they rebelled against him, he killed them all and was like, "Fuck it, I messed up," and we're back. Like Lucifer is not a nice guy. He's not trying to right wrongs or all that other stuff.
Solve crimes.
Yeah, no, he's not. At some points, he's trying to get hell back, and other times he doesn't even care. He doesn't care about hell or anything like that. And it's real. It's more depending on. I forget who wrote the best line, the best run of it. But if you know Alan Moore, it was kind of like an Alan Moore, Constantine, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, V Vendetta line of just Sandman kind of thing, where it messed with your morality, it messed with your concepts of what evil is. But he was still not a nice guy. He's not a guy you would feel safe palling around with or solving kooky crimes with.
So, Ant, would you say that the Lucifer on Supernatural is closer to the Lucifer in the comic books, even though it's not based off of the same character?
Yes, we're limited in power, but yes, I think that's more about it because you get his at a point. I think if I remember, it's been years, but I remember Supernatural Lucifer is really a really good example because if you watch that show, he is charming, he is charismatic. You almost get his point a lot of times because he feels abandoned by God for us, and it comes from a novel. And I want to say there was a novel 100 years ago that talked about that's where we get the whole relationship of father-son thing with God. It might be Dante's Inferno, I can't remember, but Supernatural. He doesn't want to kill his brothers. He doesn't understand why him and his brothers have to fight. And he's rebelling. He's rebelling just pretty much because he wants answers. And you can relate to him, but you still get, he will kill you. He is not a nice guy. He is not right.
At all.
And I think that's really important for not to press people about how comfortable they are going against those routes. Because I remember at one point when I identified more as a Christian, somebody asked me, "Oh, why would you watch Buffy and Angel?" I was like, well, there's still a realm of what I believe to be good and evil at the time, represented in that show. At the time, and in that show. So I wouldn't get on somebody for not watching it. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's no longer entertainment. You know what I mean? The same thing as when people argue about. I had an argument once about how women shouldn't wear. Women was saying to me she was newly converted Christian. And she was like, women shouldn't wear pants. Yeah. And it was like, and I was swearing to her. I was like, no, okay. And I said something like, that's not true. She said something like, and if you don't speak in tongues, you're not saved. And I was like, that's not true. And she was like, what do you know about it? I know about you, Anthony. And I was like, so
she was just walking around speaking in tongues all day?
Yeah. And I was like, so I had to explain to her the difference of speaking in tongues and what she thought she speaking in tongue is and what the biblical examples are. I also does attack that the passage she's getting from women shouldn't dress like men. Because if you don't read the context of it, you lose the point. It was about this one particular church that women were going into talking about political matters, and you had, I want to say it was Paul or one of Paul's disciples that were talking to him saying, hey, don't use the church for that. But also you got to look at who's writing it, because Paul had very different ideas than Peter. And I'm not saying they were wrong ideas, but I think that if you are Christian, you should look at the 12 disciples as 12 different perspectives on how you can be Christian, because they had different things. Paul was pretty much against marriage. He said, if you can do without marriage, if you cannot be married, don't be married. You know,
Ant's pro Paul.
Yeah, he was pretty strict. I think there was even a passage where him and
let's go back to speaking in tongues, because I do it all the time.
So speaking in tongues,
but
she thought speaking in tongues was
literally. I just do it to fuck with people that speak in tongues.
Well, but some people thought to speaking in tongues where you're in church and you get overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit and you go like
yes, I understand.
Right.
Hold on, Ant. Oh. I have to ask this, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
And I listeners, I understand that we are way off what we were talking about right now, but I'm going to indulge this for a minute. Lou, do you say Mama Sama Makusa when you're speaking in tongues?
And nobody would question it.
I do not say Mama Sama. It goes like.
Does it start low and get high and like rumble like a thunderstorm?
But I only do it with people
like a thunderstorm.
who I know better than to know, like, when people can look at them like, stop playing with me.
Right.
But other people, I do believe in people speaking in tongues, and I do believe it's how dimensions are converted. But when I deal with people, like, if you can speak in tongues every third word, every time,
then
don't play with me.
Like, I know at my grandmother's old church, they used to have like praise offs for the most part. Like one person would catch the spirit.
Yep.
And
like,
then
don't
there
be
was
a
like
menace drinking juice and self-search on the hood with two grandmas.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was doing backflips, but it would just be like, oh, Sister Patterson is not about to out spirit me today. I got the Holy Ghost in me.
Backflips, you need to go to Temple of Praise, King.
So
they got a nigga who runs around the church for the whole service.
So again,
I'm good.
We've confused speaking in tongues, and not saying that what you're saying isn't speaking in tongues. The Bible actually talks about two different types. One is where you speak, and everybody, no matter where you are, no matter what nationality you are, can hear and understand you. It was the other thing. The other one you're talking about is also there, but they're both spiritual gifts. They're not a requirement to show your salvation. You could argue that they're just you're so excited, you're so in love with, or so enriched by your experience that's your emotion, that's your human spirit or the Holy Spirit or however you want to put it, coming out in a joyous revelation. You could talk about how David did that when he was going back into to Israel, stripped off his clothes and danced and praised because he just felt that much of the spirit inside of him. There's nothing wrong with it, but
you have ventured off on our subject about television.
We get it, Aunt. You read the Bible, okay? Good for you now. But
better to deceive the sheep.
God damn it.
This discussion has also reminded me that I need to check out when the Shannara Chronicles are coming back on. I don't know why Shannara reminds me of speaking in tongues, but I need to check on that.
Something someone would say.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because I haven't watched the show, but damn, that sounds like, yeah.
But
okay,
like I said, with TV, with good and evil, I don't only focus on Lucifer. Wow, that is the best example of it right now.
Yeah.
I think in general, right now in television and in film, they like The Blacklist, which is another show I really do love. Like, the main character and the most likable character is a cold-hearted murderer.
Remington? You're talking about Remington?
Yeah.
I enjoy Remington.
Yeah, like he's clearly like an evil person. But like I think it's because I think it started in mainstream with The Payback with Mel Gibson. When that movie came out and that worked and it made enough of the box office and it brought attention to that film. In television, naturally, it takes years to reach television. But when it reached television, it was like, man, this really works. This is a gimmick. I need you to root for the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. I would say that there are plenty of movies we root for bad guys in. There are plenty of films where bad guys are. Gangster movies are known for it, where you see a gangster movie, but our moral compass always has to television and public want to see the bad guy punished. No matter how much you enjoy them, they make sure, hey, this is not the lifestyle to not conform. They have to die. Boardwalk Empire, Scarface, all this stuff, they have to die. Doesn't matter if you root for them at some point, you have to punish them. Because if you don't, it reflects too much of the real world. Like, the founder is the bad guy winning. The McDonald's movie guy, like, that's the bad guy winning.
Well, you go to the town too.
The town. Yeah. So, and we want to see the black hats, or we think that we want to see the black hats, so our own moral compass feels satisfied. Lose no matter how much we enjoy them, no matter how much we enjoy Billy the Kid or anything else. I would say this is that when you talk about glorifying evil, we have to think about what actually evil means. I think that in the broader term, stubbing your foot in how the definition is evil.
My pinky toe will tell you that.
Right. Used to getting stuck in traffic is evil.
Is it?
Because if you look at evil as a context, it's any negative bad thing that happens.
I love getting stuck in traffic.
Right. So if you separate evil to moral evil and natural evil, I think what we're talking about is moral evil now, right?
But that's what they focus on shows.
Huh?
That's what shows mainly focus on. Shows and movies.
Right. So, we kind of glorify natural evil, like all the disaster movie porn and all that stuff. But let's move over here. So natural evil. Moral evil. You have the moral decision to make evil, make choices and free will. And does evil exist? Evil, for a large part, is perspective. If we actually look at it, which is why theologians and atheists and different philosophers have trouble reconciling. Can I say it right?
Reconciling
evil with the concept of God. at some point in way, you have to find some excuse for evil to exist and God to exist, because if you think there's an omnipotent, all-knowing, all-good God, how could there ever be evil? So, like theologians interject free will into that. We free will into that to, okay, well, to give us the maximum point of being good, we have to have free will, which means we do evil, or we have to limit what God is. So you take that to shows. I enjoy seeing a bad guy's perspective. That's not the only perspective I want to see. The point that it kind of gets flipped is that we don't live in a bubble, where I think I'm mature enough to watch a show like Rick and Morty, where Rick is classically evil. You know what I mean? He's classically an evil character. I can look at it and also see how damaging that is to his life, how damaging that is to his loved ones, because my moral compass of evil is negative repercussions for around you. I have to believe that if there's a Satan and he had a choice to rebel, Satan's no different than the guy that did one bad evil deed and ruined his whole life. You know what I mean? It's perspective based. And the reason why I enjoy stories, the best villains I enjoy or villains or protagonists or antagonists are villains I can understand. Magneto is classically evil in the comic books, but you understand his point. His people got wiped out in the Holocaust. He doesn't want to see that happen again, and he's defensive. So he's evil, but you understand his point. Lucifer, I think the main problem with that is that from what I understand, there is no conflict of the character. They pretty much use the name Lucifer. The devil ain't bad. Devil, even if you don't believe in him, is still a concept of evil. Whatever your perception of evil is, he is supposed to be the antithesis of evil.
Evil incarnate.
Evil incarnate. So I think that may be a problem, but I think we're also moving away from we're moving away from us being a quote unquote religious nation. I think that we are fastly moving from that point. So I think some of those terms are going to go into superstition. I don't know how fast it's going to go, but it's going to go.
Well, so what got me thinking about this? Well, for one, was the TV show Lucifer. And then I've been watching Preacher. And it wasn't necessarily some of the crazy shit that Preacher himself is doing. And spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen season 2 of Preacher.
Oh, nobody cares about Preacher, King. You can spoil it.
I'm sure someone cares about Preacher, Lou.
If they
I care about
Preacher.
If
they follow the comic, it'd be a much better show. Go ahead.
They're not going to follow the comic and discuss why they're not going to follow the comic. But anywho, it was the character of Hitler on the TV show. By the time we got to almost the end of the season, even I was sitting here like, I mean, maybe Hitler really wasn't that bad of a guy. Like, he's helping Ass-Face out in hell. Like, he's trying to keep him from getting, beat up and shit like that. He's trying to help him find a way out. He seems like a pretty decent dude. Wait a minute, what the fuck am I saying? I'm talking about Hitler. Like, and then when you look at a show which I do watch Supernatural still, and the head demon, Crowley, like, he's quickly become a likable character, though. Like, there are times where you're actually rooting for Crowley, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm rooting for a demon.
But when it's Crowley versus Satan, you're like, well,
yeah, that's what I say. Crowley is likable because he's like against Lucifer. So,
his wanting to be accepted by Dean and wanting to form a relationship with Dean makes him a sympathetic character. And then you introduce his mother into it. So what I'm saying is, I'm always cautious when someone calls an act evil, when someone calls a person or a people evil, because we're quick to use that language, especially after 9/11. You notice the term evil came up a lot.
Television shows.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
And the moderator is not keeping your ass on topic for shit.
All right. I will. I will rein it back in. So, evil is a point of view. It just really is, because the mouse, the eagle might be, or the vulture or whatever coming after it, the snake might be evil. To the snake, if you stop him from getting the mouse, you're evil. You know what I mean? It all depends. So you have to define what evil is, but it's really hard to define someone as the pure evil mustache twirling villain if you give them a perspective that people can understand. It's hard to say you want to see Magneto fail because you would get it. You know what I mean? Like we had a choice right now between us right here. Hey, you're going to join Professor X, you're going to join Magneto. Not knowing how the future is going to end or how humans are going to react to mutants. Who would you join? It's a toss-up. That's what makes it great. at least it's a toss up to me. I can't
It's
speak
not
for
a
your
toss
mark.
up to me.
Oh, who would you join? Who would you join? Lucas. You would join Professor X? Really? Would you want to enslave humans right now?
Because it's fair game right now. It's no fun. If I'm a mutant, I'm going to want to enslave mutants. Like, fuck out of here.
Game, what would you choose?
Oh God, I would. Yeah. See, I don't know. It's tough.
It's
a
the
tough
Malcolm
call
X.
for me.
It's the Malcolm X Martin Luther King approach. If you're in the middle of it, if you're in the middle of the oppression, if you've seen people get genocide and you've seen oppression,
see, but the problem is I've never seen Magneto as evil.
That's my point. But originally he started off as Magneto, a leader of the evil Brotherhood of Mutants.
Remember though, I don't know any of that. I saw him on a cartoon.
Okay. But to humans, Magneto is evil. He's clearly evil. He clearly wants to kill us and take our citizens and destroy our laws and everything like that. To mutants, oh crap, it's the only person saying don't take that boot to the face. It's perspective. It's perspective. Now it's great to be the middle person or to be able to take everything in context, but as humans we want to simplify things. So in shows, let me get back to the shows. So in shows, it's very dangerous.
Professor Ant, yes.
It's very dangerous to have
Cookie Monster
to
the shit out of this
characters.
little dust as I'm listening to Ant.
What?
Instead of Cookie Monster and the shit out of this little dust as I'm listening
He's giving the desk the Muppet fingers.
All right. I'm sorry.
I got a question for you. No, I just have a question for you. I got to raise my hand. We got a video. You couldn't see me raise my hand.
Ask the question, Lou. Ask the question.
Okay. Now, I understand that for the X-Men. The reason I brought up the Blacklist and what's interesting to me is because there are no redeeming qualities of Red at all.
I'm only up to season 3, but there are. And
you're on season 3. Yeah. Just wait when you get to where I'm at, and you'll understand what I mean by there is nothing at all redeeming about the shit that he's done.
So for young people who haven't seen Blacklist,
the episode goes, it gets worse as it goes on.
So
when they bring out more of him, it gets so much worse.
People, if you haven't seen the Blacklist is a Fox show, I believe. That
it's ABC.
NBC.
Oh, ABC. Oh, my bad.
NBC.
NBC. Oh shit.
NBC.
Okay.
I watch it on
farts.
I watch it on Netflix, so that's why I'm probably behind.
I knew it.
So I didn't discover that's great. Again, I love a bad guy focused story, even though he's really not the perspective character to start with. It's about this guy who's on the FBI most wanted list that turns himself in and makes a weird request of having this one no-named FBI agent on our first day be his liaison. And you get to see his perspective on the underworld, and you're kind of not sure whose side he's on, except that probably he's on his own, but he's also against being controlled by the government, and he has the skills, the resources, and the intelligence to say, screw the underworld, screw the government, I'm doing my own thing.
You just like him because he's a rebel, and I get it now.
I do. There's a pattern in my Rick and Morty and my Blacklist, but his one redeeming quality is he seems to care about this FBI agent woman. He seems to actually not do things that are for malicious reasons, but he does do heinous acts that he considers necessary. I would point to this that in shows we are going to start seeing Jaime Lannister as evil, even though Jaime Lannister, from the perspective of the viewer, has done pretty heinous acts.
Who's he?
Game of Thrones.
Who is he? You better describe him in a way I'm gonna know.
He's brother that fucks sister.
Brother fucker. Sister
fucker. So he's probably gonna be.
Did you say we're gonna start seeing him as evil?
No, we're gonna start seeing him as
kick a little boy out the window.
But I would state that most of us would probably push that same little boy out the window. Even in the books,
you believe in killing babies, don't you?
Even in the books, so does God. God believes in killing babies. The Hebrew God believes in killing babies. He tells soldiers.
Are you killing babies?
So let me ask
you
you this.
Kick a 3-year-old out the window?
Let me ask you this, Lucas.
Why are we kicking babies out the window?
Are there 4 children that you love? Are there 4 children that you know right now that you love? That you would give a kidney for?
When you say kid, describe.
Define kid.
up to like 15 years old. Are there 4 kids you love right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you love your mama right now?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a sibling, at least one sibling you love.
Sure.
Okay, so let's say
Hard maybe.
that my little girl Iris is climbing up a window and sees something that if she reports back is going to get all your family killed, and all you have to do to stop that, because nothing you do once she
Not killing no
leaves
babies.
is push her out the window.
Not killing them.
That's
never gonna happen.
What is the evil choice?
Bribe her with candy.
What I would state is that the only now let's make this that you don't even know this kid. This kid is baby Hitler. Kid probably is baby Hitler. For all you know, is baby Hitler. All you gotta do is push her.
I'm not kicking. There's never going to be a scenario unless I can cure cancer. I'm going to kick.
So there is a price. Now we're just negotiating.
Oh, if I could cure cancer, I would kill everybody to cure cancer.
But
understand there would be no
everybody,
limitation.
Lou, then there's no need to cure cancer because everybody's dead. What?
No, think about it, King.
Not
if I killed everybody and I got a cure for cancer, just in case fucking cancer gets me, I can cure myself.
Right. So
selfish.
What you just said is there's a price. Now the price isn't so saving your loved ones isn't a price. That's fine. But for some people, like if it was Iris's life or some kid I don't know, that kid might get murked. I don't know. I'd hope I take the higher road and just be able to deal with anything. But that
Bribe
kid
him
might
with candy. Why aren't you listening to me? This is the answer.
Yeah,
this is the answer to everything.
And it's funny is in the book of Ice's Song of Fire, Ned Stark wonders would I have done the same thing if it was my family's
Couldn't
life?
you just like cut the boy's tongue out?
He can write. He's a lord. He can read and write.
Well, then cut his fingers off too.
Cut his hands off. Do you know
Bribe him with candy.
How far can we go here without having to murder them?
So the J.D. Lannister, a better death is a quick push out the window death. He even mentions that in the show and the book.
But I don't want to kill him. I just want to cut off his arms and cut off his tongue so he can't talk anymore.
So but now the poor kid is a paraplegic. So
I would consider that.
He can still see.
I would consider that. What if he just
in the moment they learn with a system where his ass can see letters and snitch, I'm cutting his eyes out.
So to me, that's evil. What about you, Keem? If you could save your whole family, but you had to push this boy out this window.
Yes, Keem. What would
have you
do?
not listened to the shit that I've been yelling for the past 45 seconds? And bribe him with candy.
All right, so you would trust your
I asked Keem, would she kill a baby yesterday to save 5 other people, and she wouldn't kill the baby. Keem is not going to agree to do this.
Well, for your sakes, I hope that if our group is in a situation, that it's me at the window. So what? Don't worry, there is no God. Everything just goes black.
Fuck you. Fucking with my religion.
I need you to come
so
back
funny, especially
from vacation early. I need balance. I need balance. There is no balance here. Okay.
Hold up. I am very religious. I am a avid Bible reader. I'm just saying this because when Keem said, T, I need you because there's no balance. Why the first thing that popped in my head was because there's no God.
Not on this podcast, not right now.
Okay, well, let me reference it that I cannot say that there is no God. I can speculate on the afterlife, though. And if you want to hear those notes,
God loves Ant like
you can go to the drunk. What is it? Is it the drunk geek, the drunk nerd, the drunken?
Yeah. I haven't posted in a while. I've been gone, but I would say this: that I think that God probably loves me a lot. So you know,
God loves you. God loves everybody, Ant.
Yeah,
I pray for you every day.
Oh, that explains a lot. All right, so I will refrain from my sacrilegious heathenistic comments for the next 5 minutes.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up.
Oh, Kim, you didn't give your perspective on it.
I feel like you've given enough perspective for all of us, Ant.
Yeah, you went into shit we didn't ask you to.
You went into Bible.
You did your aunt. You did your aunt. You did your aunt. That's what you did.
You haven't been on in a while, so I figured I'd give you a little room to breathe.
Oh, I appreciate it.
But this shit will not happen next week.
At some point, I expect y'all to just cut me off. I was like, oh.
I normally do, but again, I'm doing my Cookie Monster thing. Just listen.
I heard your little finger snapping.
Yeah, I was gonna let you live. I'll let you live there.
Well, we actually talked about this though in Good Place.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Y'all
I
probably
wasn't
talked
expecting
about
the
it.
I wasn't expecting the conversation to get that deep. I was just kind of thinking we were going to yell out characters that are evil.
That's what I thought, King. And then
Oh!
we forgot
Oh!
Ant was on the podcast. That's what happened.
Yeah, we could have did that. I didn't know.
I literally named other characters, and he still went off.
And then Ant started talking about Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and I was like, "Well, I can't interrupt the man when he's talking about the Bible. I will not get
Because you're
invited
programmed.
today."
Because they programmed y'all. Fight it.
You said
I
5
tried it.
minutes, nigga. It's only
Like,
been 2
I
minutes and
shan't
30
be
seconds.
smoted
Oh.
today.
like Lord, I was so confused. Anthony was speaking, but he was also using his words.
It was so weird. I gotta get off this call with y'all and go to church.
I love it.
I gotta go stand outside churches. They don't let me in anymore.
I don't blame them.
Follow wherever
Especially when
they
you're like,
go.
so is the priest up there going to be the only one that gets to drink the communion wine?
Can I get a little snippet?
Like,
All
is he
right,
gonna drink all of that?
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, so we
guys,
muted Lou.
Yeah. So, see, why does it slip off your tongue that you muted me? Just assume that you muted me at all times.
Because I should have muted you too. That's why.
Oh, but I was talking about the Lord's words.
Damn it.
I can see his face right now.
Baby. They're back and they're working.
To you right now.
I hit my high note too.
I'm handing out mutes like Oprah. You get muted and you get muted.
The shit out of King, right? As she's giving the intro. King like, it's your moderator. I'm gonna mute Lou.
And then I'm gonna unmute and be like, your girl Keen. All right.
But everybody, I missed y'all. It was awesome to get back and talk to y'all again. I missed this camaraderie.
T. Kardashian will be back next week.
Looking at seals and getting hand jobs and questionable places called hand jobs.
Getting hand jobs by seals.
Oh my.
And not like seals. You was looking at the nigga seals.
He was singing "Kiss from a Rose" while he was jerking you off. You didn't want to look him in the eyes,
but I had to. Trying to aim for the targets on his face.
No. All right, folks. We are so glad that you joined us this evening.
Try to add another divot. Try to add another one. Oh my heart. Cash 2017.
I am going to get off of here. I don't even know that I own a Bible, but I'm going to find the Bible and I'm going to.
I got one. I got 3. You want one?
I don't know. I don't want your Bible.
You take a Bible from me.
That seems like a horrible idea.
It's all marked passages.
So the squad should be back next week in full strength.
Yes.
Oh, I'm leaving next week.
What the fuck?
No, I'm joking.
I'm about to say because you can't leave till T. Kardashian comes back.
Right.
Only one at a time.
Right. I don't know how many shows me and Lou can do by ourselves. So
yeah,
because it was not. I corrupted Keem way too fast.
I gotta listen to that one. We got the uncensored version up. Can we get it backstage? The uncensored version. YouTube Red.
It was never censored in the first place.
Oh, nice.
Like we didn't have. It was that was.
That was that right now.
You don't have your baby with you, do you? Because okay,
let's go get into it. Better not bring your kids.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have the whole squad back next week. We'll have some kind of
recap Halloween. Yes,
hijinks. And
we all got invited. It's a Halloween party. And
when?
Who all got invited? Where is this party at? I've heard nothing of this.
Ooh.
You know what? This is a sidebar.
LOL.
This is a off-air conversation. Who the fuck is LOL?
Don't worry about it, King. We'll talk about it off air. But
Saturday?
Also,
we'll talk about it in a minute.
We're going to review something too. We got the 25th anniversary of Candyman coming up.
It's already passed.
I mean, but we're reviewing it for the 25th
So
anniversary.
when we watching this,
Cool.
getting this horror movie in.
Again.
Lou refuses to watch it because he's scared of Candyman because Candyman targeted poor people and Lou used to be poor.
It's not poor no more. You got a good job. You got good credit now. You safe. You safe.
I don't even like white women named Ellen.
And you got the Lord. You got the Lord on your side.
I do got the Lord on my side.
The
He
Lord
does
on your
protect
side.
me. But some tells me Candyman may get to his defenses. I haven't decided how that works yet.
If he walks up on you, Lou, you look him dead in the eyes and say, "Mama say, Mama say, Mama stop." You'll be fine. You'll be safe.
But yeah, we get together and watch it Black movie horror in the day because it will not be at night.
What? No, we got a live audio of that. We got a live audio of that.
That's not gonna make sense.
No, it won't. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I have no more ideas.
We'll do it at Akeem's house with street tacos. Akeem
We'll go to Lou's house because Lou is in the middle. He's got more sitting space.
And now I know why they didn't eat my tacos last time. I cooked for these people and they looked at my tacos like there was too much stuff on it. Like there was too much stuff on your taco.
You made a lot of tacos, and most of those tacos got eaten. You made a lot, and you already put them in the shell. And then the
like
juice
you was
from the
feeding
chicken.
a family, a Mexican family.
Like it was 4 of us,
Right.
and you made like 30 tacos. It was
2 different meats. It was on point. They left tacos on the floor, people. It was sad to me.
Okay, and then I had to clean that shit up later. Fuckers.
I was gone. Happy again.
Cracking eggs and shit and putting it back in the carton.
And putting them back in the damn carton. Oh, y'all niggas ain't shit.
Wait, did I use eggs?
No, when we had brunch. Okay, this is way off topic. Yeah, when we had brunch and you made eggs, you cracked the eggs and then you put the empty eggshells back in the carton. So the next weekend, I'm like, I'm about to make myself some scrambled eggs, little Parmesan cheese and some spinach. I opened the carton. It's a dozen empty eggshells in there.
Oh, is that why the back of my the hairs on the back of my neck rose? I was like, Anthony. I was like, oh,
like fucking Anthony. Damn it.
Oh, I laughed so hard for no reason.
Now
I know why.
Senses from Baltimore,
Now I know why. All right, we should be wrapping up like 15 minutes ago.
Yes, and that's what we are going to do now. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Maybe not this episode if they're super Christian because it's not going to work out well. They're going to disown you. And join us back here next week for our Halloween weekend recap. And
starting next week, we will do evening prayers.
Yeah, we need to. We need to. All right. And so, from all of us, Squad out.
Prayers.